Folks, welcome to Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. I'm your host, Mark Riccadonna, and with me, as always,
Richie Byrne and
Hey,
Tom Battis in the house.
This is a different. You two look like you're at the library studying.
Yes.
I didn't know libraries were open.
We're at an internet cafe.
Oh, okay. Wow, you guys went back to 1995? That's exciting.
Yes.
Hey, Kate Ann's in the house.
Hi, Kate Ann.
I think we have such an extraordinary show. I mean, not much has been going on this week for us to talk about. So
No,
I think we should just go straight to the guest. We got a great show for today. A very special guest. And I'm going to introduce him, but I want to tell why I was so excited. I haven't seen this guy in like 12 years. I go to do a Zoom show at Jim Mendrino's virtual comedy club, which Jim has a show on here. And I go on and I see none other than the Amish comic, Ray, the Amish comic. And I got to tell you, I was so excited because for anybody who says that this COVID hasn't changed the world, there's an Amish comedian doing Zoom meeting comedy. The world has
Amish
changed.
is streaming.
How are you, Ray?
Nuts. I'm not stable at all. We're coming up on our pandemic anniversary is what it is.
Yes.
I'm actually, not to be a dick to start the show, but I'm actually tired. I don't even go out because I have local celebrity status and people are happy to see me, which is typically a good thing. But like, hey, how are you? Well, I haven't worked in a year. I'm streaming from my living room for donations. No real signs of coming back soon. I have no way to support my family. And besides that, how are you doing?
Yeah. Besides your entire world's crumbling, what's going on? What are you drinking there, Ray? We usually start every show with a drink.
I've been 4 days on the corn jug.
Nice.
Richie, what do we got down there?
Well, I'm embarrassed after Raymond, but I have Michelob Ultra. I picked up a 6-pack. Tom and I are drinking it together.
Nice. Well, I'm doing a Wawa coffee with a splash of Kahlua, homemade, and I'm enjoying it.
You have homemade Kahlua?
Yeah.
My mom makes Kahlua.
Well,
She makes a mean Kahlua, his mom.
My Amish roots are coming out. I can't lie. It's water. I didn't think everybody'd feel like a dick if I said I was on the corn jug. I said I'm on the corn jug, and everybody's like, "Oh shit, the Amish has better drinks than I do." Now I feel like a dick. It's water. That's what it is.
Do you make any of that?
Water? No. So it hasn't come to that yet. I do make my own ice cubes, though. I covered it on one of my live streams. I mean, here's the thing that I learned to do for myself during the pandemic: make ice cubes. I used to buy them. Now I make them, and I actually brought a tray out and I filled them up with water. And people were like typing in, "This is fascinating. I never realized we can make our own ice cubes." So that's my skill I learned during the pandemic: how to make my own ice cubes. And I think about the $3 a bag that I pissed away every couple of weeks for the last 20 years. I'd like to get that money back now. I mean, I said, well, my fucking ice cube money, where is that now? Son of a bitch.
Who needs a stimulus check when you get that ice cube money?
That's right. That's right. I actually am enjoying the pandemic. Besides not having any money for anything, I have adjusted to never leaving my house. Curbside groceries are the most amazing thing. You can sit and drink and get really fucked up on your couch and load up a shopping cart for like 3 days and arrange to pick it up when you're sober. It's amazing. And you can like, and you know how much you're spending. And my wife will go, "Did you mean to put in 10 bags of Oreos?" Yes, that wasn't a drunk mistake. That was the plan all along. So yeah, and then when I discovered curbside bourbon back in May, that was life changing.
Wow. That is fantastic. I so I gotta ask, where were you when you found out that the world was shutting down, and how long did you think it was going to be for?
I have people that are knowledgeable that are out in the world, and I got a warning to just go out and become a hoarder and buy all the shit now, like on Wednesday, because Friday everything's closing. And you know how people are like, all this malarkey will be over in a couple of weeks. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so fucked. I'm going to have to learn how to stream. So I'm watching YouTube videos, learning how to live stream from my phone, which sucks batshit balls because I'm streaming with Wi-Fi. It's not hardwired. I'm learning all this shit, and I've learned about podcasting. I'm learning about streaming, and by May, if anybody come up to me and said this malarkey will be over in a couple of weeks, I'm gonna fucking build a barn around them with no doors, because we're way in May. We were already beyond this malarkey will be over in a couple of weeks. So I understand how my career works. You guys know how comedy works. Even when it opens up, we don't just get all our fucking money back. You have to book a show, and you have to promote the show, and it takes months to sell a good show. You know, and people are running comedy in like garages and shit, and they're posting on my social media. Look, comedy's back. Yeah, in fucking Joe's garage, there's 9 people there. What the fuck? I could make more money looking sad. I could just sit and I could just stream live and go.
We can play Sarah McLachlan in the background while you do that.
Yeah, I've got streaming live and begging for donations. I'm starting to feel like Sally Struthers should be with me and just have my sad face and look for $3 a day. You can save this pathetic Amish comedian who can't go out in the world anymore. Like,
for $5 a day, you can let them drink too.
You're damn right. So, I mean, I'm proud of the comedy world, all of us, because everybody's doing these things, and you hook up with your friends and stuff. And the running joke is, when they invite you to be on these things, the first thing that you hear is, okay, there's no money. You don't even have to say that. We know. How could there be money? How could there be money now? Who would fucking pay for this? I mean, for crying out loud. You can invite me, but you don't have to tag it with there won't be any money, because it's just really, that's understood. I mean, and then the fun part for me now is, because we're almost a year into the pandemic, I'm the panic guest. They're like, who should we get? Fuck it, it's time to bring in the Amish. We're creeping up on 1 year. We got nothing left. Bring in the Amish. So it is my time now. Everybody's seen everything on Netflix that there is. You've seen 5 seasons of a thing in a single sitting. You're like, fuck, we got to get the Amish guy in.
I'm just trying to butter up. I'm trying to butter up with you, because when the shit goes any worse, I'm going to be moving in with no electricity and.
Well, oddly enough, I'm plugged in. I'm high tech. But again, streaming from wireless is just horrible. I can't. You have a fancy background and shit. I'm streaming from mobile. You can't do all the fun stuff. I can't put the Bat Cave behind me. None of that shit. Here's the kind of luck that I have. I was gifted one of these snowballs for podcasting, and it doesn't plug into a phone. You need a fucking MacBook. So I have a GoFundMe page to get a MacBook. Now that's how pathetic my life is, because on GoFundMe, people lost their homes, their lives. They're paying for operations. They have cancer. They have lost their legs. But also, there's an Amish guy who needs a MacBook so he can stream to plug in his snowball. You see, I'm really not high up on the GoFundMe list. I'm like, I get that.
What is
and
the name on the GoFundMe page?
I put that on in the promo. I mean, I realize there's people that need stuff more than me, but when I stream live from Wi-Fi, I do this. And people think I'm pausing coffee. No, I'm fucking frozen. And then they say you're frozen. and then when we come back, then you're out of sync, and then you have this. So again, I'm not the number one cause to donate to, but I am a cause.
Holding that snowball, Mike, looked like a wizard with a staff.
Well, that's interesting because during the pandemic, I read all 15 of the Wheel of Time books, near like fucking 1,200 pages each. And I ran out of those books in September. So wizard staff there is probably a good reference.
Quick shout out to our friends on Twitch. Just want to say what's up. We have a couple drop in. We'll probably be. Yeah, we have a big announcement coming up that Raymond, you're part of. Tom, can you fill? Can you?
It's not a bake sale, is it? I mean, I'm not ready.
Tom, you fill us in on what we have going on at the end of January?
Yeah, so I'm super excited. We are aiming to have the world's longest comedy show. And we're going to have a bunch of incredible comics.
Actually, we're just going to book Raymond and let him go for 84 hours.
I'll do it. That's the problem when you start talking to me. I'm a me monster. I can't shut the fuck up. Streaming is perfect for me. Streaming is perfect for me. I just, my problem is that every story anybody says reminds me of 1,000 of my own stories. It happened when I was with Mark on the Mendrinos thing. Somebody tells a story, and then that reminds me of a story. The one comedian on that show told the story of opening for the Ramones, and he wasn't a comedian yet, and somebody threw a beer at him, and I'm thinking, that reminds me of the time a guy threw a beer at the guy introducing me, and then there was nothing in between. The beer bottle hit the guy in the head, and now Raymond Amish comic, beer bottle hit him in the head, cops hold him out, and then they're with me. So I'll do 80 hours. I'll go 80 hours. I don't give a shit. That's a fun story because that guy threw the beer bottle at the comedian, hit him in the head. I'm guessing he wasn't really happy with his comedy. And to my way of thinking, that's a very rock star exit move. It's balls to the walls. I'd love to do it. They'd get pissed off at someone, take a beer, throw it right in their fucking head, and then drops mic and leave. But that guy sat down and thought he could enjoy the rest of the show. He was really surprised that he got arrested. He's like, well, what the fuck did I do? Dude, we're not that far yet gone in society that you can throw beers at people you don't like. We're pretty close. And when that happens, you're going to see one of them helmets on this Amish guy with 2 fucking 30 ounces up there, whatever the hell they are. When people piss me off, boom, I'll buy the cheapest fucking beer I can find, and pow, they'll be done.
What's up, Rachel? Rachel's up in Connecticut. She's come to a show right before the world shut down. We got a chance to hang at a cool barbecue joint. That was Rich Scheidner and opening for the Ramones. It was such a great story. But the thing with streaming comedy is he was getting heckled by his Wi-Fi. Every time he got to a punchline, it would cut out.
Well, he's in the mountains somewhere. So he knew, and here's what he did to us. It was a mind fuck because who amongst us can say we opened for the Ramones? There's a guy that has a story. So the Ramones are there, and I'm invited to go on stage to open for the Ramones, and I walk up and
that's exactly what happened. I was watching the show.
And then he goes, and that's what happened. What the fuck? Where's the rest of that story? Jesus.
And I'll never do that again.
Maybe his computer threw a beer at him.
Well, it gave me an idea because streaming live you can't create a whole new hour every week. That's just fucking stupid. So I tell half a joke, and I pretend that my stream is frozen, and I just stare for like 9 minutes, and then when I'm good, then I go, and that's what happened. I can't believe a thing like that could happen to me.
Come back next week to hear that story again.
It's a good time filler.
Raymond, are you actually born and raised in the Amish community?
Yes, I was, and I don't think I'm bringing shame to anyone. I'm fairly confident none of the Amish back there can stream, unless there's maniacs reporting me by postcard. So yeah, I'm not supposed to do this. That's for sure. I'm not even supposed to have a zipper, to be fair.
Do they know you have
You're not even
internet?
supposed to make your own ice.
That's the thing I'm allowed to, except till we get to the freezer part. The tray and the water is okay, but I would have to let it outside. I think is the problem there.
Christiane wants to know, how long does it take to groom the beard? 'Cause that's a pretty massive beard.
Groom it. I don't. The question people usually ask is, how long did it take me to grow it?
Grow it.
Which
Yeah.
I don't really have the slightest idea. You just kind of decide not to shave for 20 years, and then just this is high maintenance here. Though, see, people think that no mustache is a birthright of being Amish. No, this is worse than shaving a coos. My shaver bill to keep this clear is off the fucking charts, because if I let it go, then I look like Mark over there, and then I'll have that fucking mustache thing going on, and the whole thing is fucking ruined. So this is a high maintenance look here, right? See,
I'm the opposite. I would rather just have the mustache and not the beard.
Well, you're a free man. Just shave that fucker off. What the hell? Is somebody ruling you now that you have to have that beard?
No, I'm just fat, and I need to cover up my face.
Well, don't I feel good about myself now? Because now everybody's he must be the fattest fucking man that ever was. Look at that beard. We know that trick. Which the longer the beard, the fatter he is. If he shaves that thing off, he's probably like 300 pounds.
What kind of conditioning do you
Raymond, I think you look like if the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow all had a baby.
I'm not sure if I was complimented or insulted.
I'm not either.
Although my wife pointed out that one of the maniacs that was just arrested had a beard like mine, and then she looked at me, and she's there. We might have to trim that beard a little bit. No way, because of that fucking asshole that's trending on Twitter. No, we need a better reason than that. I'm not trimming my beard because some asshole that has a beard like mine is a fuck up.
Raymond knows exactly what it was like to be Charlie Chaplin.
I absolutely
I'm not shaving this mustache. I had it.
I'm not. Hey, if I shave this beard off, I'm gonna have to get a real job.
Justin said that happens when you stop with the barn raisings.
Are you handy?
No, I have tech skills, but I actually that's one of the reasons I had to leave. Like when you suck at farming and stuff and you're Amish, you don't really have a lot of other career options. So
they get mad at you when your YouTube video, you got a YouTube video on how to do a barn raising. All right, guys, we got to lift that wall up. The video says lift the wall.
That's a fun idea. I'll do a city Amish YouTube how to barn raising. First, you go to IKEA and buy like 19 prize draws chairs. And bring the wood back and just I have no skills at all. I don't even have a tool box. I actually have a tool bag. It's a sandwich bag with a hammer in it and a screwdriver and a Twinkie. And that's not, I didn't even make that up. That's what I have. Where's my tool bag?
I have a tool bag. His name is Mark.
And I'm just as useless.
That joke went better when we rehearsed it. Damn it. Oh my goodness. But this is how we live. Like I'm pissing and moaning on all these streams. This is fantastic. If I could make the same money that I made out in the world without having to drive 3 fucking hours across Pennsylvania and 3 hours back, and I'm just sitting here, this is a new way to live. So I'm trying to exist in the cyber world. All I have to do is figure out the money part of things.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Well, at least you got it pretty much figured out.
Well, yeah, all I got to do is get that GoFundMe going so I can plug in my snowball. The wireless stream. Also, I have to. I don't know how long you guys have been podcasting, but I have to tip my Amish hat to you because way back in March when all this shit started, I didn't know which way to go. So there was a couple of guys on YouTube. There's all these how-to things on YouTube. It's a British guy and a guy from, I think, Ireland. It's a crash course on podcasting. And they said, first things first, don't do it with a partner because now you have schedule problems and you got to figure out how to split up the money. And then they started laughing and they're like, that's not really a problem because there's no money. But it becomes a thing, and then tasks, and then trying to Zoom people in, and they have shitty internet. So I'm like, okay, fuck that podcasting. I'll just do it myself. I'll just stream. This curtain behind me, when I tried to create a comedy club, I have so many hats, and I hung them in the back because I thought it looked fucking cool. And the way I stood a particular way, my wife, who was monitoring the chat, said, the chat says, you look like you have Mickey Mouse ears because my head lined up perfectly with one on this side and one on that side. And I was watching, and you guys were saying there's a delay. So I looked in my phone, and then the delay stream was on an iPad, and I looked. And I'll be a son of a bitch. There I am. I got fucking mouse ears. All right. Thank you, chat. Thank you, beautiful wife, for bringing these Mickey Mouse ears to my attention. So I took them off, and I threw them down. And then again, the delay. And my wife walked back into a live stream, and she's the opposite of me. For my wife to walk into a live stream, I thought she went nuts and was overdosed on heroin, was going to fucking execute me. So this is not her field to walk into a live stream. But she walked back into the live stream and said, the chat really liked the mouse ears and they'd like them back. So I had to put the fucking mouse ears back in. Anything to please the fans. It's called the Mouse Ears episode, is what it is. So that's what we've been doing. I've been streaming 40 weeks. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong. I started doing little tests early in the week, 2 or 3 minute live stream test. Perfect. And then when I go, fuck me in a bucket of goo. It's wrong. Don't do a test. Don't waste the performance on a test. Just let it be the thing. If you're sideways, fuck it. You're sideways. You're whatever. Just
you know what I learned from this story?
What?
Everyone wants to be a director. Even the Amish guy's wife.
Well, actually, she was just the messenger. It was my fan. And then that's an interesting point though, too, because I use cheater notes for my live stream. I absolutely have to. And then I stopped trying to be sneaky about it. And I just tell people I got to use these fucking cheater notes. And then 40 weeks in, you just pick up a notebook and go, okay, what the fuck was I going to say? And people are like, you should get one of those teleprompters. Where the fuck have you been? I don't even have a MacBook. Where the fuck is a teleprompter in the budget for this fucking show? I'm in the living room and I got a fucking teleprompter going through here.
It's Gandalf's staff.
I gotta hope like hell the hamster lives while it runs on the wheel to keep the fucking juice going through this thing. Boy, you got me all worked up, and it's too early in the day. So you actually were promoting a comedy event we were doing before we let me interrupt. That was like 23 minutes ago. That's the thing I've been doing. That's the thing I've been doing my entire career. I've been with a morning radio show for 30 fucking years of my career. Bearman and Keith, WZZO mornings, and I would go in. I would ask them if I could come in to promote the show. 2 hours into the show, Bearman would be like, Raymond, weren't you coming in here to plug something? Yes. And then I still don't plug it. I just go, yes, I was. And he's like, and?
Well, so Tom, tell us what's going on with the show at the end of the month.
It's technically January 22nd.
Yes.
Which is not the end of the month. We don't want to screw people up.
It's close enough.
Okay, so it's closer to the end of the month than the beginning.
Week before the end of the month.
Okay, Richie, thank you.
Here, I got this. I just got invited. They're going to run comedians nonstop from Friday the 22nd till I think Monday. Fucking nonstop live streaming. So desperate they asked me. There's charities involved. I don't know who they are. I thought I was one of them. That's why I agreed. But that's what's going on, and it is a horrible thing to Zoom 8 or 9 comedians. We apologize to the audience in advance because they invite all the other comedians to watch the show, and we all fucking hate each other. So while somebody's having fun, we have to try to entertain the audience by seeing 8 other comedians going, what has happened to my life? So that's happening January 22nd, 23rd, 24th, and I think the Monday is the 25th.
Yes, we're starting at noon on the 22nd. We're going until midnight on the 25th, right, Mark?
Absolutely.
And I love how Mark said, Tom, why don't you tell us about this? And he's the only one who hasn't spoken.
We didn't even mention where this thing will appear.
I can help out.
Yes,
we didn't even mention where it will appear. I think it will be streaming on Farm Book. It's a new Amish social media platform that crashes every morning because all the farmers check in into the corn at 7 a.m. and it's connected with empty soup cans and fucking strings. It hasn't really caught on yet, but I think, where can people see this comedy show? Where will they see it? Nobody knows.
So now, best place to see us. Matter of fact, Raymond, I need to take you over to the Twitch side because I think people would eat this up. They would love to see you over there.
That
and
sounded
you can do your
sexual.
8+ hours on your own, and I think you would monetize really fast. We're going to talk after the show.
That sounded sexual.
Tell them what we're doing.
That sounded sexual.
We're going to
take me
over
to the
World
Twitch.
Book of Records longest comedy show ever.
Yes.
So that's what we're going.
And we're launching on Twitch. Technically,
Twitch.
We've actually soft launched on Twitch. We're on Twitch. Right. We've become an
soft launched on Twitch. If that doesn't sound sexual.
Gee,
hey, Justin Gonzalez said it is sexual.
At this point in the pandemic, I was really hoping to have to learn a new fucking social media platform. It just worked out nice for me. I do not have a Twitch account. I just like to point that out. That's on Twitch. You'll get the hang of it in a couple of months. It's no problem.
You're going to jump on with us.
We're making a video of how to sign up to Twitch with Raymond.
Yes,
so that we can walk an Amish gentleman through it. Anybody could do it.
In theory. In theory.
Right. Do you have an Amazon account?
I'm not sharing any personal information with you right now until I decode this Twitch thing. I don't trust you. I mean, I've seen Deliverance, and I know how it ends. I'm gonna have to Google Twitch.
Richie kind of liked the ending.
I'm worried he didn't see Deliverance. He lived it.
Richie loves romantic comedy.
Your wife, Raymond.
It's lucky you're on a time delay and that you're in the cyber world, but My peaceful or non-violent, but I do have a city son who can write program code to ruin your fucking life. He can take down your entire network. You won't know which way your fucking Twitch went. You'll be looking, where's my Twitch? Where the fuck did it go? I put in this ISP address and there's just Raymond sitting there going, where's my Twitch? Twitch, all right, I'll get it. I'll go. I'll figure it.
You're gonna love
Some guy asked how you met your wife, and you went into taking down the cyber world.
Oh, you asked me how I met my wife.
That's what a guy said. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it. See, I had to interrupt myself. I will field this question. Contrary to what people believe, my wife is not Amish. Back in the day when I came to the city, there was newspapers, and I answered one of those ISO ads. Hot city woman looking for ex-Amish farmer turned comedian. I'm in.
The other guy didn't show up, so you got in.
That's it.
I love it. I'm having so much fun with you, man. You're just a riot.
Well, this is what we do now. And the problem is for me now is that streaming by myself for all this while has been tough, and I kind of sort of figured it out. But then streaming with people that I know is fun, but I don't let anybody else speak. But then we remember all these stories, and then that launches me into whole new things. I mean, we go back. The other guy that was on the show, the Mandrinos show, the other guy, the comedian, I lost his name now. He was on the show. No, him I remember. There was another guy, and he worked with me in Lancaster 30 fucking years ago. He Facebook messaged me, and he goes, "Oh, it's Tom Nemec." He goes, he sends me a message, Facebook message from 30 years ago, and he goes, "Raymond, it's Tom. You better remember me, you big goon." And I looked at him, I don't fucking remember you because I don't want to be a dick, but you don't really look the same as you looked 30 years ago. I was a fucking crazy man there. How the hell do I know? I, on the other hand, I look how I looked 30 years ago. I've just got a little rust on me, that's all. But I didn't have a clue. How the hell do I know who these people are? Could be
I was 8 years old.
Could be some nutball from Twitch trying to hack my donations.
And get your son after him.
Do you know, can I just say how excited Tom Nemec is that you actually mentioned him on this?
Can we edit that out? Because I don't want to give him, or we could charge him for it. But then that becomes a thing with the Zoom shows. Apparently, I'm not going to make a dick out of him because I love Jim Mandrinos. He's been so helpful to my career. But when we started doing Zoom shows, apparently I was the only one who really gave a fuck because people were in their pajamas and they're like, "Is it my turn yet? Where's my notes?" And I'm here trying to set up a studio and I have a fake microphone and I'm talking and trying to do comedy. And everybody's like, "Yeah, I hate my wife. And I'm stuck in the house with her for a year." That's what everybody's saying. That's not part of the entertainment. That's what we're trying to get away from. I, on the other hand, have a beautiful, gorgeous city wife that I am happy with. So I don't give a flying fuck if this pandemic goes on another 2 years. It's fantastic. I don't have to take her to the movies. We don't have to go out to dinner. There's no money to be spent on her. She can't escape me. She can't leave the house. She is my beautiful wife date that cannot leave under any circumstances. And if I'm in the mood and she's sleeping, it's not a problem. I'll be sitting right here when she wakes up. Eventually, she'll have to wake up, and I'll be right here and ready. So, again, if I can solve the money part of this pandemic, I will be so happy.
There's just so much within that last monologue that I'm picturing you ethering your wife, tying her up. Having her tied up and going, "You're not getting away."
Well, I don't want to ruin it for you, so let that be the memory if that's how you picture it. I mean, I
think that was pre-pandemic.
Let me try to. I'll put an image in your head, and then you can decode it over the next few hours of your life, buggy style.
Oh, Inferno's had a question. Are you allowed to have cameras? I mean, obviously you're using one, but like, would the other people in the town get upset if they saw you were streaming or that you have a iPhone?
I love the politically correct carefulness of you by saying the other people. You mean the fucking Amish? That's who you mean, right? That's who you mean. I'm not
the other omelets.
I'm not supposed to have a zipper. All right, so that's the thing. So this shit is. I'm not supposed to have a zipper. So this we're over the deep edge.
If somebody walked in while you were live streaming, oh boy, would you be fucked?
Well, I don't really live with the Amish back home, so they'd be fucked because they would have wandered about 90 miles off the farm. So they'd be totally fucked. And that's all the Amish do is they farm and pray, and their lives are designed to have no free time because that would lead to wanting to see a television in the corner. Right. Like if you get done from work too soon, then what'll I do now? Damn, I wish I had a TV. So I remember all the first things of my life that I still really love. Indoor plumbing. You peckerheads, the Turnpike rest stop is beneath most of you. Turnpike rest stop, a lot of people, I'm not going in there. Me, I walked into one of those and I saw like 19 urinals lined up just for pissing, and I thought I died and went to indoor plumbing heaven. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if I can just pick one out. I'm going to try to hit them all. Yeah, we are pissing now. I'm running back and forth. And they have a sign up there that says, caution, wet floor. It's possible I just was in there.
The irony that Kevin Downey Jr. walks into a truck stop restroom and he thinks it's heaven too, but for a different reason.
A much different reason.
It's all these things that I remember. I remember like my first movie and first, all that stuff is like kind of amazing. So now this world where people claim they have nothing, I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? Shit streams, curbside delivery. All this shit, you have a fucking million times more things than any Amish will ever have. In fact, I have kids from my city wife to discipline them when they were naughty. I'd drive them back to Lancaster and I'd show them, look, I could move us all back here in a fucking heartbeat. You understand? Is this what you want? I can move us back right now. Now let's stop all this bullshit. And we'll go back to the city and plug the cable in. And everybody will be fine.
Hey, Dean has the greatest line. He says, we need to support this guy for president 2024. He has my vote.
All right. I got
mine too.
The first thing we're going to do is plant corn on the front lawn. Possibly marijuana. We'll rip all the electric out of the White House. That'll save money right there.
I'm in. I like this.
Crying out loud. Appearing on this show, I agreed to it to take my mind off politics. Thanks a lot for that. I appreciate it.
Harrison Ford should be the VP.
I'll tell you this, what I've done, because I get worried for people's safety. The past couple of months, I ran around my town and I took down everybody's political sign from both parties just to keep everybody safe. Why the fuck would you want to announce who you're with? Why would you want to put a big sign on the front that says, yes, I declare war on half of the other motherfuckers? How do you think about that? I took everybody's sign down Don't nobody say nothing about nothing. We don't want anybody to know how nuts we think they are.
You're a man of peace. You're a man of peace.
I'm a man who's afraid. That's the thing right there. People, with the pandemic too, I went through this happy horse shit all the time because I am 62 years old. I do have a history of respiratory problems, which is bad for a comedian. So I mask up. I'm playing it safe. And then back in the May, when the people are going, oh, this malarkey, you don't want to live your life in fear. I'm Amish. I grew up in fear. That's all I fucking know. I'm not living my life in fear. I just don't want to die. There's a specific difference there. I don't live my life in fear of going over the Niagara Falls in the barrel, because when I go up there, I don't shop at the barrel guy stand right by the falls. It's not that I'm living my life in fear. I just don't want to fucking die by going over. Once, if I was nuts enough to buy that barrel, then I would have to live my life in fear of going over the falls, Niagara Falls in the barrel, because I fucking bought the barrel. So I'm not living in fear. I just don't want to die. There's a big difference there.
Yeah. What
Plus, so you got me all worked up now. I wish I would have it nearby. I love my mask. This head with a black mask on it. I am a fucking Amish superhero or a villain. It's the first new clothing I got in 25 fucking years. I love my mask.
Do you mess with people when you're out in public?
Do I masturbate on people? What did you say?
Well, I want to know that too.
No, that's a different comedian. I mask up. I know who you're talking about too, and I'm not going to mention him. But I mask up when I go out, and I try not to go out. If you can have shit delivered, why would you want to go out? Why would you want to go out? I'm cracking up with people crying at the blues of, oh, my civil rights have been violated, especially when it was fucking hot. Do you think I want to go sit in a fucking wedding tent next to a diner when it's 102 degrees out to prove a point? Fuck that shit. I like my air conditioning. I have a pizza delivered. I'm like, my rights are being violated. I think I want to go sit in a fucking 120 degree fucking tent out in the heat and order a fucking biscuit. Fuck that shit.
Do you mess with people like when somebody's looking at you or trying to sneak a picture of you? Do you like turn to them and tell them to fuck themselves? Or
well, what I do is if I have a mask on and I'm out there, and I see people that don't have a mask, I just stare at them, and then they get this, and then they tend to scatter away from me. It's a lot of fun at the gas pumps because I don't really look that stable without the mask. Once you mask this head up, man, I am a fucking warrior. And then you get me a good idea. When I put the mask on, and if I walk around with this, that's gonna be it. That is gonna be fucking the end. I'll put curses on fucking people. They won't know. They'll go home and Google it. What does it mean if a crazy guy with a mask shook a silver ball at you? What happens to me? Is something gonna happen? There'll be a time delay. I think my nuts are gonna fall off. I'm so afraid. I'm masked up. Let's talk about shit. Bruce Willis, that stupid fuck. Bruce Willis just got thrown out of a pharmacy because he wouldn't put his mask on. Fuck you. He has millions of dollars. He could order his drugs delivered and tip the delivery person a few $100, and that person would go lose their fucking mind. But he's like, no, I'd rather trend on Twitter for being a dick. What the fuck? Now he'll be looking for me. Edit that out. I don't need him. I don't need Bruce Willis staring through my window. Here's the thing I have. People that don't wear masks drive me fucking crazy. I'm a high-tech Amish. I have one-way film on my windows. So I can actually look out and see assholes that don't have masks on walking by, and they can't see me. And I yell at them, and they don't know where it's fucking coming from. Put a fucking mask on when you walk past my house. When I go out to take out the trash, your fucking COVID breath could be floating around there somewhere, and I don't want to fucking die on recycle night because you're Rights are being fucking violated, and they look around. Who the fuck said that? It's film. It's on Amazon. It's like $9. You just put a sheet on there. You can look through. It's fucking amazing. People ding dong to fucking deliver shit. And I just fucking stare at them. Put the fucking mask on before you ring the bell, motherfucker. Leave. Read a note. Put it in the tub and get out, because it affects your tip and your 5-star rating on the fucking food app. All right, just fucking do it. When I traveled, I did a show in November, and it was my first show since fucking March. And it's a pet peeve of mine being late for shows. I get so mad at fucking comedians. You only work an hour a week. You shouldn't be late. I was fucking 35 minutes late, and I'll tell you why I was 35 minutes late. I took all my travel apps off my phone, and they were all replaced with food curbside ordering apps. So I hit the W that I thought was for Waze, and it was fucking Wegmans. So I started stopping at Wegmans instead of finding out this would be funnier if I wrote it, but it really, this shit really happens to me. I don't have to write any comedy. All I have to do is just report shit that happens to me. That's all.
I gotta say, we hit the 45 mark. We should probably start wrapping here soon. We didn't even get to the joke. Ray, do you have a joke we can close on?
Well, we do. I get mad when people come to my show and they don't know that what I just did to them is what I'm gonna do to them. So they sit there going, I wonder if he's gonna tell that joke. What's it take to make an Amish woman happy? Just 2 men a night. It's a stupid fucking joke. Don't you dare laugh at it. When the buggy breaks down, do we use 4-way flashers? Yeah, I light the candle and I blow it out. And I light the candle and I blow it out. Shame, shame, shame. Don't you laugh at those stupid fucking jokes.
You make me so happy, man. I really enjoy it. I enjoy it so much. Richie, anything in closing?
I have never worked this hard on a show we've done. I'm exhausted.
Richie, where can people see you this weekend?
I'm at Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, down South Jersey. I'm there tonight, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, 8 o'clock. Uncle Vinny's, one of my home clubs. I love the place. So go to unclevinny's.com and get some tickets, or just come by and say hi.
Come by. Tom, you got anything to plug? We got a show later on tonight, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? We have so much going on. So I just want to implore everybody, if you can, all of our fans over here on the Facebook side, make your way on over to Twitch, support us. We have recently become affiliates on Twitch, so you can easily join us and support us without spending $1. If you have Amazon Prime, they give you a free subscription. Please cross over, support the channel. Drinks, Jokes, the letter N storytelling. We have some incredible little emotes. Instead of a little laughing emote, you're going to have some comedy legends going on.
Yeah.
We have Hi, I'm Jason tonight at 7 o'clock, which is an amazing, amazing podcast. You don't want to miss it. And we also have in just another, sorry, I was going to say the end of the month, but it's not. On the 22nd.
Closer to the end of the month.
A week from Friday.
A week from Friday, we're going to go for the longest comedy show ever. Guinness World Record. We're so looking forward to it. We already have the world champ, Judah Freelander, signed up on it. We already have Tom Cotter jumping into it. I heard the rumors of Sam Morrell jumping in.
Rob Bartlett.
Rob Bartlett's jumping in.
Paul Provenza, right, Mark?
Yeah. We got such a
don't
awesome...
give away all the good stuff. We want to say some as we release it. Raymond, the Amish comic, is joining us.
Thank you, Raymond.
Hey, are you proud of me? Are you proud of me because
we appreciate it?
Are you proud of me because I have 9 good stories about Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, which I held back. I have a good Rob Bartlett story, which I held back. Out of respect for the talent on this show, I'm not telling any of those stories.
We'll have to have you back.
We got to have you back.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, when we cut out,
we might have to have an Amish comedy hour on Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling on Twitch.
Absolutely.
I'm in.
I got an idea. So when we go out, don't leave the studio. Don't hit leave studio. Stick around. But that's the end of the show. That's Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. We love you. Bye-bye.
Have a good night.